Alright, Stevie Con here, just D, with a very special review. And if anyone can tell me what Transformer this is, I say good luck to you. Originally, you may be able to guess right. This is a custom that you will never see anywhere else. You will never see me make again, and I will never sell, because this is my car. This is my crappy 93 Subaru Legacy car made as a Transformer. I want you to notice the attention to detail that I put into it. Bumper sticker. Come on. Cracked rearview mirror. Dent in the hood. A lot of things that are exactly my car. So first of all, let me just say that my car, this Transformer's name is Road Rage. And I'm aware that I actually did end up looking things up at one point. I was curious. I just started searching Transformers wiki and typed in Road Rage to see if there was an existing character. Turns out there is. It's actually a character that not a lot of people know about, apparently. It was done in, I don't know, it was actually a girl. Yeah, it wasn't like a main character in the original animated series. It wasn't in pretty much any of the other things they did. So, even, my friend Rodimus, who is way into Transformers, didn't know about that, and he was actually there when we came up with the name for my car. So yeah, it was just a joke that we had that, my car was this piece of shit that, there was a time frame when it turned out that, we would yell at it and hit it. It would, start working. To this day, it still happens sometimes. There was a particular time frame when, starter wasn't working. I had problems with the starter. At the time, we didn't know it was a starter. We yelled at it and hit it. It got working. Hence, the idea of naming him Road Rage. So, for the record, this originally was a 2007 movie, the original first movie, Deluxe Barricade. If you can still kind of see it, probably. This was the first custom Transformer I did, and it is also the one Transformer that I worked the most on, mainly because of the remolding that I had to do to vehicle mode to make it look like a Subaru Legacy from the original, what was it, a Sienna? Ford Sienna, something, yeah. It's like, nice high-end cop car, add a bunch of crap to make it look like a piece of shit. So, first thing that I really like to show you in vehicle mode here is, you remember this opened up with Barricade. I saved that, so it still does. It is not the same claw thing. I made a nice little gun set up there with guns from another Transformer. So it looks kind of weird from the side like that, but it's still pretty cool that he, still kind of has a little bit of a weapon in car mode. Anyway, I've been talking for a lot now, so I'm just going to transform him. And I guess another thing I failed to mention is that originally I did put a Decepticon symbol on him, but I've been meaning to start messing around with decal paper, especially for the emblems, to put back on some Autobot or Decepticon emblems on any customized figures I've done. So he actually does not have a emblem right now, but originally the story that I come up with him, I know, fanfic, haha, was that he was a Decepticon. He was a punk ass. And he ended up leaving. So he is now a rogue bot. But I really don't know what else to say other than that right now. But but his transformation is still exactly the same as Barricade's, you know, and that's pretty much going to be true with pretty much any custom Transformers I make. I try to keep their transformation the same, and I do everything I can to change them without interfering with transformation. So, let me adjust the camera. This is where problems happen. Come on! Work, you SOB. Fine, you're gonna be that way. Come on. I know you're thinking, I know what Barricade looks like, but I do a couple things differently. First of all, since these are on ball joints, I spin them around like this to make them kind of like shoulder pads, you know, the pauldron type of thing. I guess if you want to count that as a different transformation, you can, but whatever. I did kind of want to go with a different head, but I ended up not, obviously. As you can see there, I did paint his head up with some green and steel, and I did make it much different than Barricade. So because of that, I feel like it's okay that it's the same head. Yeah, his arms still just kind of do that thing. The one thing that I really did change was his hands. Originally, his hands were like all connected here. I said, that's retarded. Fuck no. And gave him new hands. So originally that was his hand, and he had like a thumb here because Barricade's original figure was just made horribly. So no, I shaved all that off, cut it off and everything, so that folds up now and he's got a nice new hand. And that is for both sides too. It wasn't just a one hand thing. So that is Road Rage. And, you know, still like being able to be like, haha, fuck you, cannons. And I did Barricade, you know, and he never really had many, like none of his figures ever really had a gun. Which I guess makes sense because he was kind of more of the scout, recon, melee, whatever. But I was able to do something for Road Rage because he's awesome. And I'm sorry, I haven't messed with this figure in a while, so I'm kind of having trouble getting him to stand up like he's supposed to. So bear with me there. And that was just another thing originally of Barricade, was just difficult to pose. And it's, you don't really think about it, but I added a lot of stuff here to make the front end boxier. That did end up adding, you know, that small amount of weight that does throw him off just enough. But, like I said, I was able to give him a weapon. Let me lower the camera a little bit. Not that much. Alright, whatever. Anyway, gave him a sword. This is not a Transformer sword. This is from like a Lego Bionicle part of one of their swords. So I did drill out a little bit of a hole there. Just kind of fit it in right there. So Road Rage has a sword. So he can be... Yeah, Barricade did not have the best posability, but I wasn't exactly looking for posability. I was looking for a car that looked close to a Subaru Legacy. Turns out it was a cop car, with crappy posability. But yeah, honestly, this is still one of my favorite figures. I love playing with this, even though I said I hadn't played with it in a while. Because, well, it's my car, dude. I mean, how many people can say they made a Transformer out of their car? Or made their car a Transformer? I don't know how to word that. How many people have taken a Transformer action figure and resculpted it to make it their car? None that I've seen. If anyone else has, let me know. Because I'd love to see anyone else that had done something like this. I really would. But no, this was, again, this was my first custom Transformer. It was a huge experimental thing. Learned a lot going on, this was before I actually started doing steel dusting, and at a certain point I went back and I'm like, hey, when I had finally figured out steel dusting on like the figure after this, I went back and redid it to almost everything here. And it just, yeah. Actually, no, that's a lie. I figured out the steel dusting with him on his feet. So I was messing around with another figure and then just started seeing what would happen. But, no, and, there I put a lot of rust on him because he's an old piece of shit. So there is, there's rust on his hands, there's rust on his sword, there's rust all over his metal parts. Let's get some nice zoom in there, yeah. You can see rust, grime, rust, steel dusting, yeah. And rust. Yeah. I still love this figure, and I actually had a joke with my friend Rodimus that was, oh my god, dude, what would happen if Road Rage got a hold of the Matrix of Leadership and became a Prime? What would he be then? He'd be a fucking Hummer, man. A Hummer tricked out with spikes and all kinds of angry shit to just run people off the road. So that actually inspired an idea, and I actually am going to eventually do that. And his name will be Rageous Prime. I know, I'm ridiculous. And for that I actually already bought the figure that I'm going to work on it. It's a Voyager Ratchet, because Ratchet's the only Hummer that has ever been made. So that will require a lot of work and probably be one of the last things I do, because right now I have a lot of other Transformers I'm working on that I want to sell. And a little hint to anyone out there who actually watched this, one of the biggest Transformer project I'm working on, or will have up, I don't know when, has to do with the first movie. And it's a Transformer it's something that's made by the Allspark that you never really get to see. But everyone would probably go batshit crazy over. I will leave it at that. I'll hint more at it as I upload more videos. Keep you all watching. But no, that's Road Rage. I hope you enjoy the work I did on the original Barricade to make him look like a Subaru Legacy, my car. An old Subaru Legacy, for that matter. So again, thanks for watching.